just as you predicted. I'm impressed.
If that is the only thing, then if only you knew what else I have in store for this operation.
There's more, and we are in trouble.
Are we, Goddess? Lack of faith in my course of direction is not a signal of confidence I can rely upon.
So what you're saying is, in other words, this ain't a pop compared to what you got coming next.
My trust in your position that I have placed you in requires an difficult of the role I assigned you to play, which will prove as a necessary precaution in order to perform the continuance of the task I have provided you to take.
Your preference ain't no leash you can shorten nor tighten. Just because this is your scheme of things to come, you need to remember, regardless of what you assign me to, I'm the one who signed up.
Suspicious insecurities that me taking advantage of is the reality of the extent of the expertise.
Good to know the honesty of my services is something more than a talent you have unlimited access granted to.
I don't believe there are any exceptions, Reyna.
WrecktoMancer got burnt. So it is believed it won't be the first time. I take it you called that too.
There is always the next time for anything. If not almost everything.
They found his spot. They know where he had despite the expansion.
Yes, I suppose it was quite a sophisticated move, yet diabolical in terms of his financial capabilities.
I think they know about this. Russell and them, he's calling himself Exile. Because of his suit, the prototype.
A prototype, similar to the one you have of some sort. It will depend upon the level of compromise.
Compromise? You killed Senator Tallies, and me and Goddess helped you put it together and cover it up. We framed Russell Crane for murder, an innocent man. Your plan, something he didn't. Something he didn't do. He didn't do it.
This isn't about Russell.
Russell Crane is just a wedge face, and I plan to retrieve WrecktoMancer and the installation of assets he has built on this planet.
Wonder if you'll destroy it.
Shouldn't be surprised, should you?
Depending on if it's really up to you.
Questioning the length of my power, are you, Reyna?
Gotta question everything. We're behind everything involving Tallies.
And yes, making accessories is more admirable than making enemies. This plan will work no matter how compromised this operation is through personal vendetta or next of kin. The next phase of our operation is at hand. I will summon you with further instructions while on standby.
Yes, mistress.
Marina. Extraordinary. Aren't they?
No. Russell. No. I don't believe it.
It was on the file. I saw it back at WrecktoMancer's headquarters during and after the fight.
So the real question is, for the hitman, how did Johnny Caesar get this and where? Well, it's open source location, or was. You wouldn't need to know if he's a hitman. It's all you need to know, and the less he knows,
the better off he is with everything untraceable.
So basically, it's an irrelevant question.
To put behind us,
we can
put it behind us.
So this is our prime focus. No. No. No! This is impossible. All of this is impossible!
Babe.
No! This is impossible!
Russell.
Babe, look at me. No! I'm not buying this! I'm not! I'm just not!
Well, the evidence, I guess, is somewhat clear.
Clear? What evidence? You call this evidence? This ain't evidence!
I don't have grievances with Reyna. And at this point, I don't even have any issues with Goddess, but the facts in front of us...
These aren't just facts!
No, they're not just facts. They are people who once pretty much helped shape our lives.
We were just there! How did we miss this? We were right there!
It usually is under our noses.
Alright, we need to get this under control.
Reading in between the lines, it only took me less to make a backtrace.
Okay, we need to figure out where these two conduct business. I know they meet privately.
Well, we were able to narrow down a list of opposites.
We know Goddess's location.
Yes, you mentioned it earlier. It is still intact.
What about Goddess?
We did a thermal sweep. No sign of a drill test.
She ain't there. Being involved with something like this, she's not gonna remain still.
No, she wouldn't. Makes sense.
Okay, what do we have on the opposites of WrecktoMancer?
Informants, leaks, Zakah, renegades, defectors.
Do you have a pinpoint?
Well, I was able to narrow it down to 7 locations that turned into 33 spots which indicated multiple suspicious communications that appeared to be an asset between the discussions.
This is going to be a problem.
From what it appears, we are surrounded by members with their own agenda, and it will be dangerous.
So, we have our people of interest, but the motive is unclear.
Is it? Because the motive seems to be clear to me. You trying to make this about you, Russell? Goddess and I were lovers. I was her boyfriend.
Yeah, but what does Reyna have to do with you?
Nozzle? She probably blames me for Nozzle violating her no-kill rule.
I don't know about all that, Russell. What I would want to know is, what is their stake in framing you for murder?
One thing I can think of is money. This is bigger than money. Something else is up.
Well, you'd have to ask, what do you have to prove if you're going to commit the assassination of Sindor Tertalis? He's not just someone. No, he isn't. Okay, is there anything that fit the connection? Because I'll admit, that's a length.
Well, we trace the location of the first part discussions, and we went from there.
Okay, so what do we find? Well, we pinged back a sample and created a thermogram, and in it wasn't human, nor celestial.
So what are you saying?
The genetics were out of this world. The Varenzi.
The Varenzi? That is of this world. They're classified of this world.
Yes, but the Varenzi is only half of what we estimated.
Wait, what does this mean?
Russell, it means you're on the face of this manhunt.
But this manhunt is only eye candy. What's really going on here may not have anything to do with you.
Exile. That's a good thing.
Wait, I don't understand. What you're saying is this is bigger than you.
This whole manhunt is nothing but theater, a blanket to cover up something more sinister.
So while they're chasing me, a more sinister nightmare is taking place, and these two are involved. What isn't there is your life is on the line, and no one will ever know, or couldn't.
Which is why it is important that we expose what is going on.
It's the only way to clear my name.
I talked to Ricardo. He wants us to head back to the temple.
I thought it wasn't safe. Hey, that's what I thought.
Well, he thinks otherwise.
I agree. Plus, we can puzzle together this fiasco. Okay, Terrio tells me about Goddess, whom she tells me about Johnny Caesar, which leads me back to the center hunch. Goddess her all along. Then Reyna just shows up more than twice with a force of unstoppable strength. So the real question is,
who are they protecting, and why?
Well, I can tell you this. That off-world heat signature in the form of a Varenzi, that's the one we're looking for. So that's because Reyna and Goddess didn't kill Tallies. They're just very much involved. The question is, what is the size of the willingness? That Varenzi could be anywhere. If not, could be anyone. Hopefully it's not a shapeshifter. Yeah, really. Okay, we need to monitor Goddess. I know her location. Reyna is more difficult. I don't know where she settles.
I think we should retreat to the temple.
So when do you want to begin the taping?
We want to risk our lives on tapping a location on foot for someone that may no longer operate in that area? Putting our vulnerabilities in jeopardy may not be wise.
We are low on resources despite the hideouts we still have available. Underestimating that will just make us more vulnerable to attack and captivity.
Babe, should we tell Nozzle?
Reyna's involved. No, he wouldn't believe us. He's got enough on his plate because of her. It would just throw him off his game more. Only way we do that is if we had proof.
I agree with Russell.
I agree with Russell as well. Hey, did Ricardo see what he's up to?
He and his team are going after WrecktoMancer.
Holy... Oh, man! Alright, we need to rendezvous back to the temple. At least we got somewhere to go. On that note, as we take from this information until we solve who this mystery contact is, it is official to say, Goddess lied to me. Goddess lied to all of us. Goddess and Reyna Zayne were behind the assassination of Senator Tallies and framed me for his murder.